Dude, Batman Brave and the Bold is great. Have you ever watched much
No.
other than clips?
Uh-uh.
Dude, it harkens back to like the golden age of comic books, like this bronze, like early like obscure DC comic book stuff, while also being named after a literal crossover series they had.
Yeah.
Like Diedrich Bader is Batman before he was even
Really
Batman or
fat.
Harley Quinn. So good, so good. I think this is our first cold open.
Nice. I didn't know what you were doing by pressing record. I'm like,
Welcome back, everybody, to Mondays Are for the Nerds.
I am your co-host, Jay Wright.
And I'm your other co-host, Tristan Stump.
We're glad to have you back for another week of recapping your nerdy news that happened this past week. We're flying back to normal solo again this week. I'm so tired.
Oh, yeah. Me too. Of course, I'm tired because not only do we, spend most of the week together, you guys spend every day together. I only was able to do most of the week. But I worked 14 straight days. So my social battery is like...
down.
Way down.
Yeah.
Like to the point where the people that I don't count as social interaction are starting to be like...
They're like, no more.
Please
no
go
more.
away. But...
It was a good time.
It was a very good time.
Such a good time.
You only heard half of the time.
Yeah, I saw like the running time. I was like, oh my goodness. You sliced that thing in half.
Yeah, I did.
Woo! It was a long episode.
Yeah.
Before he edited it.
Before I edited it, and it was very, very long. But a little bit of small talk. I guess we could continue the Batman, the Brave, and the Bold thing before we go into small talk, because I don't imagine our episode's going to be too long today.
No.
We're not too heavy on news.
For once, you have more pages of notes than I do.
To prepare for Gamescom next week, I imagine. So, but Batman, the Brave, and the Bold, I own the first 26 out of 52 ? Episodes. It's very good. It was after, so there was Justice League Unlimited that ended in 2008. And so from 2008, and so did the Batman, the animated series, The Batman. And that ended, they both ended in 2008, 2009, something like that. And so from 2008 to 2012 was this Batman animated series that is just there's so much comedic, just great clips, great quotable.
Just that line alone had me, was like...
Yeah, Diedrich Bader,
it
like...
There was the pause between it, too.
And then the lifting up the cape and, like, making the pose, does this outfit make me look fat? Like, man.
It was so good.
And it's a Batman who is great at one-liners.
Like Lego Batman.
Like, just very much, just wait until I get free, clocking, and I'll punch your clock. And, and every episode he teams up with a different DC hero. Aquaman. It's probably the best version of Aquaman. No hate on Jason Momoa, who is in a few other things. I can't remember. But
Justice League? That's called an Easter egg.
Callback, Jay.
Dune.
There we go. Anyway, no, it's the best version of Aquaman because he's like this doof who names all of his adventures. So like as they're going on an adventure, and it's John DiMaggio who voices him. He's the voice of Bender in Futurama.
Yeah.
And it's just so great because he and Batman get ready to go on an adventure, and he's like, I shall call this the adventure of the great whale with my chum Batman. And it's like, it's a little...
So he's me.
Yeah.
He's me. Me as Aquaman.
And they made it a point where he wouldn't team up with like the regular, like the Flash and Superman. I don't know if Wonder Woman was ever on there. I could be wrong. But the team ups he usually had were Plastic Man, Aquaman, who at the time was, still the butt of every joke.
Yeah.
Blue Beetle, the Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle. It's just so good.
Like unique ones to give more spotlight.
Huntress and Black Canary get a big spotlight. Green Arrow doesn't have the goatee. Like he's like the Robin Hood looking. Like their looks are even designed based on, what was it? Great Allele played Black Canary, I think. And then there's Catwoman. A lot of the 60s Batman live action show had influence. There's one episode. So do you know the Looney Tunes clip that kind of went viral for a little bit, where it's Daffy Duck looking around and there's all these gangsters running around him, and he's like, it's Jimmy Two Tones, and like it's just like all these, like he keeps naming them.
I might have if I see it.
But he looks around and it's like, it's Pencil Neck, It's so and so. It's so and so. So they reference that. So Paul Rubin voiced Batmite.
May he rest in peace. Oh wait, no, I've seen that.
And so they reference that exact Looney Tunes thing where he's summoning a bunch of Batman villains to deal with Batman because he's bored. And then they all surround him, so he's looking around, and it's all 1960s live action Batman villains.
Yes.
So he's like, King Tut, Bookworm,
Egghead.
it's so good. All 52 episodes of that show are just so good. That is where Music Meister came from. That Neil Patrick Harris voiced.
Okay, and then Darren Criss played
him in
the Flash.
Crossover. So that's where that came from. One of the few things that Batman the Brave and the Bold had influence on was the creation of that character. I could be wrong. There might be characters that were like him, but this specifically, the Music Meister as he was, and the Supergirl and the Neil Patrick Harris version came from Batman the Brave and the Bold. But that is enough of that talk.
Cold open.
Things I did this week. I worked. Obviously, we hung out. The day I did have off, or before I had to go work my other shift, the morning I had off, Hayden and I watched Eureka, which is
he showed me part of it. I think I walked in the last half of the premiere.
The premiere.
Yeah,
I think you'd like it. Well, I don't know if you liked what you watched, but I think you'd like it.
I think I liked it. I think it was fine. Mm-hmm. It's not gonna be one I go to.
Oh yeah, I mean it's not exactly your genre.
Yeah,
but
I kept accidentally asking twice if it was like a Canadian show. He's like, what do you mean by that? And I'm
it's an American show.
Oh, no.
It's an American show, Eureka, but overseas it was called The Town of Eureka. But then on streaming services, it's just kept its American name of Eureka.
Wherever it's
at.
And
I don't know if it's because Eureka was the name of another show or not, in other countries and territories, but I'm reading more.
Nice.
I read through. I can't remember if I said it last week, but last week I read through some Batman and Spider-Man manga that I'd bought a while back and I hadn't read, and I finally read. It was volume 1 of Batman Justice Buster, which is a really cool. It's Batman in Gotham City. He's been Batman for 3 years. They actually make a point of like Superman being like, "Hey, do you want to join the Justice League?" And Batman being like, "I'm not joining a bunch of superpowered people I can't trust."
Yeah.
And so like he's that early in his career. He's like, "I trust no one." And he has a computer AI that he's made to predict crime, so he can stop Firefly and other people before they start. And the name of that AI is Robin.
Yes.
It doesn't happen in volume 1, but I think I can see where the plot's going.
It goes like
it's probably going to go. It's probably going to go haywire and go overboard. Joker in it is also a vigilante, but he's one that is okay with going too far.
Yeah.
And so Joker's like, "I'm Batman's partner," and Batman's like, "You're not my partner."
Yeah.
And then Dick Grayson's in it, or they don't name him by name until the very, very end of the volume I had. But his uncle, he lives with his uncle, and his uncle might be the Clock King because he was like obsessed with fixing clocks and stuff, and then he has this like moment where he almost stabs somebody and he stops himself, and so it's like, huh. Anyway, it's very, very interesting interpretation. And then it was Spider-Man Fake Red. A kid in high school finds Spider-Man's costume whilst in the meantime Spider-Man has disappeared.
Yeah.
And so he puts it on just to mess with it, not realizing it's Spider-Man's actual costume. And then he gets web shooters out and people mistake him for Spider-Man. So they're like, "This building over here is on fire." So for like this week, he pretends to be Spider-Man, not only because he feels like he wants to, he's like, I can finally like matter to people because he's like doesn't fit in his school and stuff.
Yeah.
At the same time, he starts bonding with a girl anyway, that was very good. And then I am also reading through The Hobbit.
Again?
No, this is still me reading through it. I'm not done with it yet.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I meant again like.
Oh yeah, this is like
high school?
This is like my 5th time reading it. It's one of my favorite books.
Yeah.
I was like, I bought a new copy of it because I think my old copy was always borrowed. I never actually owned it.
Yeah.
And so I bought that a couple years ago, and I was like, you know what? I haven't read it in a while. I'm going to read it. And so I'm reading through it. Now I have the Lord of the Rings trilogy on its way. I think it's supposed to be delivered tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah.
But and then I have a book on the way that's called The Legend of Zelda and Philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
Psychology. It's Legend of Zelda and psychology, not philosophy.
Yeah. And how they like intermix.
And how it intermix and how, Anyway, so that's pretty cool. So I have those on the way. I've been trying to get to start reading more.
I need to. I used to read so much.
Especially because I am caught up on my podcasts, so I will only have new episodes on certain days. So when I'm closing the gas station, I'm
Just
like,
read.
I'll just read. So, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I need to start reading again.
Well, that's what I've done this week. I haven't a whole like tonight will be my first night, other than one other thing that we'll talk about later, to play games. Like I'm going to be downloading some demos that I needed to catch up on.
Yeah.
So
First night to just like kind of chill.
yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
Did pretty good. I worked all week, and then of course we were hanging out a couple of times. Went to see Borderlands Wednesday. We'll not talk about that. No, we're not going to talk about it. I almost said something like, no, I'm not going to talk about it.
This will turn into a 3-hour episode if we do talk about it.
Yeah. And then, you know what I did Friday?
Yes.
I went to the grand opening of Arkansas's first Lego store in Rogers, Arkansas. We went down there Thursday after we closed. We went to Joplin. We went to pick up my brother. Then we went to Joplin for the night, so we didn't have to wake up at like 5:30 and get there by the time they opened at 10. So we only had an hour drive. When we pulled up there, like at 10:03, because they opened at 10, there was already a line around you saw the picture.
Yeah.
So like where that was, by the time my parents had dropped me off at the end of the line, and then they went to find a park, or my mom Jackson did. And so I probably stood there in line at least an hour and a half
before you got inside. Wow.
And I mean, like, I didn't get inside until probably 11:40-ish. Blew my wallet.
Oh yeah.
Completely blew it out. I mean, you know all those sets I got.
Sam, let me see if I remember them all. So you got the Batman animated series mural, which
Yep.
I am absolutely jealous of.
Yep.
You got Eye of Sauron.
Yep. That was the big daddy.
You got...
Which I don't know if I told you this, but multiple people when I was holding it were like, this set's so awesome. He's like, these are so cool. And then I had one dude like tap me on the shoulder, and he leaned in, he's like, just so you know, I think you're walking out with the coolest set in the store. I'm like, thanks, bro. This is what I told people, like, the camaraderie of Lego fans is so wholesome, and it's probably one of my favorite fandoms to be a part of, because I was talking to people like I've known them all my life when I was there.
Yeah.
Like, the people behind us in line, the dude, he was so chill. He's like, I gotta have an office meeting in like 30 minutes, but you know what? I might just skip it because we're in line at the Lego store. We're just like talking like we're old friends.
Anyway, his name was, and he works at...
Exactly. Hunt him down. No.
Let's see. You also got the Lego. It was the bigger Lego Simba, not the small one that you can get at Walmart. It's like the bigger one. And
actually,
then,
Walmart has this one.
Oh,
too.
what does Walmart have the bigger one too? Okay.
Walmart's got some good sets that more than they did in the past.
I want to get the Office set before it's discontinued. But what's the fourth one? The fourth one. Let's see. It was Simba.
What is the fourth
Batman.
one? The fourth one's the one I wanted for months. It's not like it's a new one from this year. The Dune Ornithopter.
Oh yeah,
the like dragonfly helicopter looking thing from Dune, which I've wanted that for months. And
that one comes with the character with like the incredibly long dress, doesn't it?
Stellan Skarsgård. Yeah, his little snake thing. The not an emperor, but and then I didn't tell you this.
Okay.
But my mom got me one that she's like kind of set aside to wrap for Christmas, because I have a backlog of 6 Lego sets now. Because I also got the Batman or the Bat Cycle from the Robert Pattinson's Batman on clearance for $27 from Walmart Saturday.
Oh wow.
That and then the Jaws, and I'm building the Tuxedo Cat. So I have a backlog. So she's gonna like wrap this for Christmas. I already know about. It's the Disney Villains like book thing. I didn't tell you that one.
As soon as my car is fixed, that is the first thing I'm buying.
Yes.
I said that really quiet. As soon as my car is fixed, that's the first thing I am buying.
It looks awesome.
It is also on my I need that next list. That and the Zelda set. There's a couple Disney ones I'd like. But it's like those that's the big one that I'm like, because I can actually has functionality. As many books as I have, I can use that.
Throw it on there as like a bookend. Yeah.
So
I'm not gonna open that one until obviously Christmas. And I might not even get to it until
probably
spring.
not. No.
At the rate I'm going with Legos now,
you'll be halfway through Frasier by the time, or no, you'll probably.
I'll be done with Frasier.
You'll be done with
both
Frasier. Yeah, with both Frasiers.
I'll be moved on to probably
what was the one I told you? No, there was one I told you after you're done with with Frasier's. There was one you needed to watch.
Well, 30 Rock and Cheers is also on my list. Or Cheers, 30 Rock, and Everybody Loves Raymond.
Everyone Loves Raymond. Third Rock from the Sun you need to watch. It doesn't matter now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But that's what I'm doing. I think I'm like halfway through the Tuxedo Cat right now. Of course, I'm in Cheers. I'm in like season 7, I think, of Cheers. It was just revealed that Lilith is pregnant. And so that was literally the episode I watched before I came here tonight. So that's where I'm at now. These are going to take me a while.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm going to stop like every so often so I don't get burned out. Like maybe space out like a week between a set, week or two. That's what I did. I watched a movie today, but we'll get into that later. Should we jump into my releases?
Yes, sir.
On the movie side of things, on VOD/digital, we only got one this week. Maxine, released on Tuesday, August 13th on VOD and digital. In theaters, there also wasn't really too much this week. We got on Thursday, August 15th, we got the 15th anniversary re-release of Coraline. And on Friday, August 16th, we got the release of Alien Romulus, which I will not be seeing because the trailers for that make me have to look away. I cannot handle that.
I don't think you would like any of the Alien movies.
I haven't seen any of them, and honestly, it's too horror for me.
It's body horror. You would not like.
I cannot handle body horror. I was even fine watching the PG-13 one whenever we saw Trap that they showed before Trap.
Mm-hmm.
I had to look away for that. And then when we saw Deadpool Wolverine in IMAX, they had the red band one, and I had to look away because it was like extended stuff. And I'm like, this is disgusting. I don't want to see this. And then in streaming, we got 2 movies released this week that I wrote down. Thursday, August 15th, we got the release of Jackpot on Amazon Prime Video. Described as, in the near future, a grand lottery has been newly established in California. The catch: kill the winner before sundown to legally claim their multi-billion-dollar jackpots. That's starring Awkwafina and John Cena. I wanted to see that. I did not have the time to see that. And then on Friday, August 16th, we got the release of The Union on Netflix. It's about Mike, played by Mark Wahlberg. A down-to-earth construction worker is thrust into the world of super spies and secret agents when his high school sweetheart Roxanne, played by Halle Berry, recruits him on a high-stakes U.S. intelligence mission. Not you beforehand this afternoon, I'm like, I'm going to watch one of these. And I ended up watching The Union. It was fine.
It was fine?
It wasn't bad. I've seen worse Mark Wahlberg stuff.
Your standard Mark Wahlberg fare?
Standard, a little bit above it.
A little bit above?
Yeah. It was fine. I didn't actively hate it. I had my, but I'm like, I kind of wish I watched Jackpot instead because I feel like I would have like enjoyed that more. Mm-hmm. Despite I think it's rated lower than The Union is. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, but you know.
But like John Cena cracks me up, and like the trailer made me laugh out loud whenever I first watched it.
It's one of those. I watched the trailer. I'm like, everyone's gonna hate it. I'm gonna love it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just the dojo scene. I don't know what that consists of, but even in the trailer, I'm like, this is funny. On TV, on Sunday, August 11th, we got the closing ceremony of the Olympics, which featured Tom Cruise being the first actor that's legally allowed to touch the Hollywood sign. On Monday, August 12th, we got the Season 5 of Solar Opposites on Hulu, which is its final season, as well as the Season 7 premiere of Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood on PBS Kids, which annoyed the crap out of me when I was a kid. Fun fact. Wednesday, August 14th, we got the series premiere of Bad Monkey on Apple TV Plus, which I forgot what that. I knew it sounded familiar when I started this. It's like a Vince Vaughn, like dramedy crime show.
Thought it was like a PBS Kids show about a monkey.
Apple TV preschool.
Yeah,
Bad Monkey.
Yeah,
it's Hit Monkey season 3,
starring Curious George.
Exactly. We got the Season 2 premiere of Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures on Disney Junior and later on Disney Plus on Wednesday, August 14th as well. On Thursday, August 15th, we got Season 4, Part 1 of Emily in Paris on Netflix and Bel Air's Season 3 on Peacock.
I forgot Bel Air was his.
I did too. And I'm like, Season 3, I was like, oh, wow.
I remember it premiering because my mom watched the first episode and then...
Did she like it? I haven't seen it.
I think I remember her saying it was like fine, like she liked it okay.
Yeah.
And then now here we are. I blinked and it's at Season 3.
Season 3 premiering 2 days ago. Then on Friday, August 16th, we got the series premiere on Paramount Plus of RuPaul's Drag Race Global All Stars. And then in music, we got a couple this week. On Friday, August 16th, we got Foster the People's next album, and I believe it was their first one in like a while. Paradise State of Mind, and we got Post Malone's first country album, F1 Trillion. I listened to that all day. He's got some fire songs on there. You got anything on your side?
On video game releases this week, on August 12th, release of the Cult of the Lamb Unholy Alliance co-op update. August 13th was the release of Dark and Deep on PC from developer Walter Woods. A conspiracy podcast drags you into a hauntingly illustrated world of mystery and terror. Reveal secrets and horrors with mystical frames given to you by a strange observer. Dark and Deep is a first-person cosmic horror game with a focus on puzzles and exploration. and Leximan from PC, or on PC, from devs Night of Borea and publisher Marvelous Europe. Do you like silly hats? Were you that
Yes.
one kid in class who broke reality?
Hayden.
Are you eating nutritional slime right now?
Also Hayden.
Embark on a brilliant adventure using words and incompetence to solve bizarre problems. There are also hat goblins. So apparently you play as this guy who's finally been accepted into a magic school, but he does something so bad that he's put into the basement with the rest of like the rejects. And just about that time, this bad guy shows up and starts like causing chaos. And so you play as the kid and you use, it's called lexamancy, where you use words as your spells to fight people. And so it's like, lexicon, like, so it's lexamancy.
Yeah.
Anyway, it looked like,
I feel like I would love this game.
it was like a pixel art, like, I hate to make comparisons because everyone kind of makes the same comparison, but very Undertale, like kind of that vibe of, it's a pixel art comedy with, RPG elements that might have something more serious going on kind of. August 14th, we got Love Ghosty on PC from Janba Games, LLC. Become a wholesome ghost matchmaker and grow relationships between the manor's residents. Gift items to lift their spirits, set them up on dates, and watch love bloom. Discover cute romances with a unique story between every pair of residents. How will love blossom in your manor? Also, on August 14th, Sam & Max The Devil's Playhouse remastered on PS4, Switch, Xbox, and PC from Skunk Ape Games. The last game in the episodic Sam & Max trilogy beautifully remastered as the intergalactic villains who seek the Devil's Toy Box close in and Max's psychic abilities grow beyond his control. The freelance police will come up against their most frightening adversary yet, the power of Max's mind. On August 15th, we got Dredge, the Iron Rig DLC on PC, Switch, Xbox, and PS5. Arco on Switch and PC from devs Frantic Max, Cahill, and Bibiki, Freyer, and publishers Panic. Enter the breathtakingly beautiful world of Arco, a unique tactical action game where your decisions shape the story. Journey through lush forests, sweeping plains, and scorching deserts as you guide 4 unlikely heroes in their vendetta against the Red Company gang. Battle warriors of different nations, fend off greedy colonizers, and slay monstrous creatures as you voyage across the enchanted land. Change your fate one move at a time. And then, August 15th was a big day this week. The Crimson Diamond on PC from Julia Minamata. I don't know if you remember me bringing this up. Follow amateur geologist and reluctant detective Nancy Maple to the ghost town of Crimson, Ontario, to investigate the discovery of a massive diamond in this retro-inspired EGA text parser mystery. And so it's like old school graphics, like early computer game graphics.
Yeah. Like Oregon Trail graphics.
Oregon Trail kind of King's Quest, if you've ever seen those early King's Quest games. And what you do is you can click to move her. You can use the arrow keys to move her. But if you want to, like in a point-and-click adventure game, you would tap on the door and you would get your options open. You have to type open door, and she'll open the door.
Oh, yeah, you have. I have heard you talk about that.
And there's a character, so you talk to character, and that unlocks the ability to ask character something. So ask character about shirt, and then they'll... Anyway, very, very, very. I've played the first chapter of it. I've been following this game for years.
Yeah.
I played the first chapter of it this week. That's about all I had time for. Very, very fun. Very good.
I feel like that's something I'd like.
It's
I remember you telling me about it now.
Very intriguing story going on where like you get there because you work for a museum in Canada, and it's set in like early. It's like late 1800s, early 1920s. Like train travel still, relatively a thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, and you get there, and the owner of the lodge you're supposed to be staying at has like for months closed it off to the public, and so his caretaker is like, I'll let you stay with us tonight, but you got to go on the train the next morning. And so it's her and then a lady she met on the train who's a bird watcher go and stay the night as a man who is going to be looking at this diamond. He works for like the government, is coming to see if the diamond's real. And then the owner's sister is there trying to find their father's will so she can inherit any money that might come from the diamonds, even though she's never cared for the place. It's like all this like different like drama. And I imagine there's going to be a murder at some point. That's the direction these games usually go.
Yeah.
Anyway, So good. And you have to like eavesdrop too. So if you're walking around a door frame and Nancy will have a speech bubble that says like, I hear voices. So you have to listen. You have to say,
Really
listen to voices. Or if the door's closed, you have to find a cup and listen to voices with glass. And then she has to like, it's you actively have to like figure out how are you going to get these clues and type it in yourself. So fun. So fun. But that's not all that came out on August 15th. We also got Just Crow Things on PC, Switch, and Xbox from Unbound Creations. You're a little crow trying to prove herself to the world. Make new animal friends, poop on unsuspecting humans, and steal all the shiny trinkets. Each level is a little sandbox full of fun items to discover and puzzles to solve while leaving a bit of chaos behind. Why? Just cause.
Oh, it's not available on PlayStation.
Nope.
Dadgummit.
It seems like a mix of certain other games I've played that I can't narrow down one in my head right now, and Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah.
Like just mixed into
I've seen
one.
Untitled Goose Game play.
Also on August 15th, Magical Delicacy on Switch from devs Skull and publisher Whitehorn Games, released on PC a month prior. A wholesome pixel art platformer, cook magical delicacies from a vast collection of ingredients in your own shop, explore an unfamiliar town, and discover tasty treats to the townfolk, or deliver tasty treats to the townfolk. Learn new ways to traverse, discover secrets, and experience a unique witchy world. On August 16th, we had Farewell North on PC and Switch from dev Kyle Banks and publisher Moon Eye Studios. Restore color to the desolate lands of Farewell North, an atmospheric journey where you play as a border collie on an adventure with your human. Explore land and sea, uncover hidden paths, and free wildlife to bring color back to her world, while revealing an emotional story about saying farewell. And then Castaway on PC, Xbox, PS4, and Switch from Canary Games. Retrieve your weapons, face bosses to save your dog in a retro adventure focused on 3 dungeons. Finish the story mode to unlock the survivor mode, a 50-floor Death Tower. You'll enjoy classic mechanics, charming visual styles, and an enchanting soundtrack, and it's very inspired by like Game Boy games. It's like $7. I saw like a big complaint was that it was too short, and it's like you're buying a game for $7.
You gotta expect it to be
like
not as big.
And then finally on August 16th, Uncle Iroh was released on Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 as the final DLC fighter with of the season pass, with little to no fanfare. Like the last few times with the characters, they were like, "Oh yeah, it's coming out a few days from now. Keep out for updates for the next couple of days." It was just like, "Oh hey, here's a trailer. He's out now." Which usually means they're probably just trying to get it finished and done, and there's probably not going to be any more DLC, even though everyone was kind of hoping there would be more DLC.
Yeah.
Because everyone really, it's one of those things where people look at it and go, oh, it's a licensed game. It's not going to be that good. It's so good.
Yeah.
And then it had a player base just rise, just spike, because it was put on the Xbox Season Pass. And then it just kept getting just kind of thrown aside because it's like, oh, it's just a SpongeBob game. But it's very good, and it doesn't deserve like just kind of being given like a finale with no fanfare. But it happens. It happens. The Lego games kind of go through the same thing. Even though they usually end up being hyped up, and then they come out and it's like, oh, and here's the last DLC. Bye.
But you just have based on like movies that it's like.
But those are my releases for this week.
We got a couple posters, not a lot of posters this week. We got a poster for Woman of the Hour, a new poster for Saturday Night, and a couple of new Transformers 1 posters. We got a couple new trailers this week. We got the Squid Game Season 2 trailer releasing December 26th on Netflix. We got the trailer for Osgood Perkins' next horror movie called The Monkey, releasing February 21st in theaters. We got a trailer for Anna Kendrick's directorial debut, Woman of the Hour, which does not have a release date. It's about the dating game killer, Rodney Alcala.
Okay.
And like that, she plays like the woman.
Okay.
Who is the contestant on the show. We got a new trailer for Only the Murders in the Building Season 4, releasing August 27th on Hulu. We got a new trailer for Amber Alert, releasing September 27th on theaters and in digital. We got the new teaser for Wildwood, Leica's new film. I wasn't able to see it yet, but I know who's in it, and like the pictures they released a couple weeks ago, it looks so good just from that. I haven't seen the teaser yet. Releasing in 2025 in theaters, not a release date yet that I saw.
I know that Missing Link wasn't exactly
underrated.
a success, but in my opinion, it was really good.
It was nominated for an Oscar.
Was it?
I think
I just
so.
know
I think
people are
so.
just kind of like, it's like as far as Leica movie go, it was but like
Yeah,
for me,
but, like,
Leica has not missed
They
yet.
never know.
So like, I'm so excited for this. And isn't it a musical?
I don't know. I wasn't.
I know
able to
there's
see
one
that.
they're working on, like they have
That's
on the
gonna
back
be a
burner that
musical.
is going to be a musical, unless I'm mixing it up with another motion project.
Just from the pictures alone, and again, I haven't seen the trailer yet, but it looks so good. Beautiful.
So good, man.
Leica never misses. We also got the new trailer for Strange Darling, releasing August 23rd in theaters. In terms of release dates and windows, we got the release date for Frozen 3, releasing November 24th, 2027 in theaters. We got the release window for Outer Banks Season 4, releasing this fall on Netflix. Got a release for A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. Kogonada's next film, starring Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell, will release on May 9th next year in theaters. Film follows an imaginative tale of two strangers and the unbelievable journey that connects them. And then in terms of casting, Lakeith Stanfield is in final talks to star alongside Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson in Die, My Love. Film follows a mother who struggles to maintain her sanity as she battles with psychosis. Camilla Mendes cast as Tila in Masters of the Universe. Did you see that?
Yeah.
In the Madden movie, Nicolas Cage is cast as John Madden. David O. Russell's film will be part biopic, part making of the game. Steven Spielberg's untitled UFO movie, Colin Firth, is in early talks to star alongside Emily Blunt, releasing May 15th, 2026. In Bridgerton Season 4, Yaren Ha cast as Sophie Beckett, Benedict Bridgerton's love interest. We got the news that Timothy Simmons is cast as Tantalus and Percy Jackson in the Olympians Season 2. And then it was announced that Dan and Eugene Levy will host the Emmys on September 15th, which I think Dan tweeted something that was like, I will enjoy the evening with you, Father, or something like that.
On my end of things, some miscellaneous gaming news. August 11th, Krafton, the publisher of PUBG Battlegrounds and the Castillo Protocol, has acquired Tango Gameworks, the studio behind Hi-Fi Rush and Evil Within, which had recently been shut down by Xbox despite the warm reception of Hi-Fi Rush. So I think I saw a thing, I cannot, so don't quote me on this, but I think roughly half of the 100 employees are going to be brought over.
Nice.
So that leaves the studio just completely saved from being completely just gone despite their success.
Yeah.
So
I forgot PUBG existed.
So do most people.
Remember it was the big, who are you playing, Fortnite or PUBG? You hopping on PUBG tonight.
Yeah, but does PUBG have Peter Griffin? I don't think so.
Exactly. Or Lego? No.
August 12th, Boss Time Games, developers of the recent multiplayer Evil Dead, the game, has confirmed the development of 2 new game projects based on Halloween. The games will include heavy involvement from John Carpenter, and one of the projects will be made in Unreal Engine. The 2 projects will be collaborative efforts alongside 2 other studios, Compass International Pictures and Further Front. One of these projects is Retro Realms, a new series of retro-style games, with the first 2 being pixel art platformers based on Halloween and Evil Dead. Releasing October 18th, the games can be purchased separately or as a 2-in-1 edition, or there is a limited copy, I think 5,000 copy collector's edition for like $100 or something that comes with both games and a bunch of little goodies. DLC characters will be sold, and crossplay between the games is confirmed, which means you can play as Michael Myers in both Halloween and Evil Dead, and you can play as Ash Williams in both Evil Dead and Halloween, and then the DLC characters are the same way. So that makes the games very replayable of going, okay, about this DLC, let's see how it plays in, the characters play in each game. Limited Run Games has begun pre-orders for a limited print of physical re-releases of the N64 platformer Glover for Nintendo Switch and PS5, selling for $34.99. Pre-orders end September 15th. Developers Virtual Alchemy has released a trailer announcing Band of Crusaders, a medieval strategy RPG coming to PC at a later date. A new spooky boomer shooter that's like retro Doom, Duke Nukem stuff, titled Grave Lord, has been announced, described as a Quake meets Duke Nukem game. It comes to PC from devs Fatbot Games at a later date. Hot Wheels Monster Truck Stunt Mayhem has been announced for all major platforms from 3D Cloud and Game Mill Entertainment on October 18th.
Yeah, just kidding.
We got an official gameplay trailer for Beetlejuice in Multiverses coming to the game August 20th. The next game in the 2 Point series, 2 Point Museum, has been announced for PS5, Xbox, and PC from devs 2 Point Studios and publisher Sega, coming soon. All possible futures, devs of the upcoming indie game, The Plucky Squire, has announced its release date of September 17th on all major platforms. Storybook characters discover a three-dimensional world outside the pages of their book and must jump between 2D and 3D realms to save their friends in this charming action adventure. Ooh. And so when you're in the book, it plays like Legend of Zelda with a couple extra mechanics. And then when you get kicked, what happens is the main villain of the book finds out he's the main villain and that he's destined to lose, so he kicks the main character out of the book. And when he's kicked out of the book, the 3D area you're exploring is a little kid's room that owns the book.
Ooh.
So you have to go like open this lunchbox and
it's kind of like Wreck-It Ralph meets Toy Story.
Kinda, yeah. And so you'll do different things where you'll jump out of the book but into a playing card. And so then the playing card or a trading card, like a Pokemon card. And so then the boss battle, instead of being like a normal Legend of Zelda boss battle, turns into a Pokemon battle.
Ooh.
Or you'll run into a grizzly bear and you go, okay, time to fight the grizzly bear. And then suddenly the main character becomes ripped and it turns into a boxing game. And so...
What is this called?
It's called The Plucky Squire. And it's coming to every console.
I want to send this in our chat so I can remember.
Dragon Age The Veilguard, BioWare has announced its release date of October 31st, 2024 for PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. There was a VR game showcase on August 15th. Highlights include Vendetta Forever, a high-speed action game, Trombone Champ Unflattened, a VR version of Trombone Champ, and Flat Out, a chaotic VR racing game. We also got a new gameplay trailer for Mouse, P.I. for Hire, a first-person black-and-white shooter animated in rubber hose style coming in 2025 from developer Fumi Games. We got a reveal trailer for Rue Valley, an isometric narrative RPG from Emotion Spark Studio and Owlcat Games. They are the publishers of Pathfinder Wrath of Righteousness. Rue Valley is about a man trapped in a time loop who is dealing with mental challenges. As the players navigate the world and deal with the tough emotions of the main character, they'll need to understand the true nature of what's happening in Rue Valley, coming to PC at a later date. Spike Chunsoft has announced the localization of developer Goodfield's 3D platformer Bakeru, I think is how you're supposed to pronounce that. A platformer inspired by Gomon, originally exclusively released in Japan. The game releases on Nintendo Switch on September 3rd, and a demo is available now. Goodfield is the company behind... They made Yoshi's Woolly World and Crafted World and Kirby's Epic Yarn, amongst other. They have a good track record, and so this game has been praised by people who have managed to play it, like, you know, obviously players who got to play it in Japan, and then players who have like bought it for their Switch and somehow played it on their Switch. Said it's a very good 3D platformer, so I'm going to be playing that demo later. Nintendo released a briefing trailer for the Famicom Detective Club Emio The Smiling Man. A 3-part demo will release August 19th. Play the opening chapters of Emio as the free demo coming on August 19th. More chapters are going to come to the demo on the 22nd and the 27th, and your progress can be carried over to the full game when it releases on August 29th. The side-scrolling roguelike Elsie, from Night Shift Games and published by Platonic Friends, has announced a release date of September 10th for PlayStation, PC, and Switch. Critical Role content has been released for Among Us.
Nice.
Disney animation-inspired horror game My Sweet Carol has revealed a release window of 2025. Iron Patriot and Iron Spider will be skins in Fortnite. And we got a first look at the multiplayer Squid Game video game, Squid Games Unleashed, coming to Netflix soon.
I got a couple pieces of miscellaneous. We got some new looks. A new look at Lee Jung-jae in Squid Game Season 2. First behind-the-scenes look at Speak No Evil. New look at Jack Casey as Hellboy and Hellboy the Crooked Man. First look at Caleb McLaughlin in Stranger Things Season 5. And some new images released from Jackpot at, I think, the day before it came out. We got some first looks at Theo James in The Monkey. First looks at Daisy Edgar Jones and Jacob Elordi in On Swift Horses, directed by Daniel Minahan and also starring Sasha Cal, Will Poulter, and Diego Calva. And first look at Daniel Craig in Luca Guadagnino's Queer. In terms of box office, we got Borderlands opened with $8.8 million domestically against a $115 million budget. Bad Boys Ride or Die has passed $400 million worldwide and has become one of the highest grossing films of 2024.
Huh.
Yeah, which surprised me. Long Legs passed $90 million early in the week, and then like 2 days ago it passed $100 million worldwide against a budget of under $10 million, making it one of the most successful indie films of all time. And then Alien Romulus earned $18 million in its domestic opening day. In terms of new announcements, we got a new podcast called The Best Man's Ghostwriter, starring Glenn Powell and Nicholas Braun. This new podcast series releases September 12th on Audible. It follows a speechwriter hired to help write best man speeches and one of his clients exploring the, quote, often idiotic end of male friendship. This is all of us. All of us.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm going to listen to that. It was announced that James Wan is in talks to direct a remake of Creature from the Black Lagoon. James Cameron revealed he's working on a new Terminator project, saying, quote, it's totally classified. We got the Ghostbusters animated series was officially greenlit by Netflix. Elliot Kalin will serve as showrunner.
Get me the complete series, like actually complete, because I believe if you buy the complete series, it's still missing some episodes of the 80s Ghostbusters cartoon. We'll talk. Then we'll talk.
And then we'll talk.
Yeah.
It was announced the Anthony Bourdain biopic is being made at A24, titled Tony. Dominic Sessa has been cast as Anthony. He was in The Holdovers. Are really good in that movie. Secret Level, a new animated anthology series in the works from Tim Miller. Did you see this?
I did.
The series will be original short stories set within video games, including New World, Spelunky, and some PlayStation titles.
And
very intrigued.
Those are the rumors.
Yep,
that they're going to be there.
Ones. And then an animated Barbie movie is being discussed at Illumination. They said the hope in Mattel is for Barbie to become a huge animated franchise like Super Mario Brothers. A couple Lego news. There was the first look at Nightmare Before Christmas Ideas set was released.
Oh yeah, I saw this one.
Retailing for $199.99. It's going to have 2,193 pieces. Releases on September 3rd. I believe the same day as the Deku Tree.
Yeah. I saw people complaining about its price, being like, kids are being priced out of Lego. I'm like, what kid knows what Nightmare Before Christmas is?
Exactly. And that's actually a good piece to price ratio.
That is compared to, I think, Legend of Zelda is roughly around the same amount of pieces, if not a little higher, and it's 300.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It's always good when you see like a good set that's that price, but also it's a good piece to price ratio.
Yeah.
So
I think the one we talked about earlier, the Lego Disney Villains set, I think is also a pretty good piece to price, because I think it's 130,
and it was like $129.99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like
oh yeah, that's right. You said 130.
It's like 130, and it's like something like it's under 2,000 pieces, but it's over like 1,500, I think. So
yeah, which is good.
Yeah, that's a good,
very good piece to price ratio.
Yeah.
Because usually it's like, if it's going to be like $130, it's going to be around 1,300 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an excellent piece to price ratio. We got first. I couldn't remember if this is this week or last week, but I know we didn't mention it.
Yeah.
First look at 4 Wicked tie-in sets featuring mini dolls instead of mini figures.
Super.
You can't see, you guys can't see it, but I am just rubbing my forehead.
I would get if some of the sets were that way, and then some of the sets were made for.
The wizard mask looks legitimately kind of cool.
Yeah.
But they have mini. I don't want mini dolls.
And
the only mini doll I have is from the Lego Movie 2 set.
Yeah. And not that the mini dolls don't have. There's a reason they still make them. They're still selling. Yeah. But like a lot of the target audience that I know who collect Lego don't like them. Mm-hmm. When my sister liked Lego, and I remember when they were first coming out, and she looked at it and she's like, "Why did they turn them in the Polly Pockets? I just want Lego."
Exactly.
And
well, you can make Lego girls.
You can make both.
Lego women.
I feel like there is a place for the Lego dolls. There's also a place for Wicked isn't being aimed at little girls. It's being aimed at audiences who like theater and also. Exactly. And so I get some of the sets being a Lego doll set, but I also don't understand why there isn't at least one. Like Little Mermaid did that. Little Mermaid had one big adult. Set.
The big clam, and it's like all of them.
And then the rest were all mini doll sets. Yeah. Like, why can't they do that with Wicked?
Like that. Give us like the Emerald City.
Get the stage. Just build this. Like,
exactly.
Do a Broadway set where you're building there, because there are things about the set that aren't going to be in the movie probably that are like it's notorious for.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the whole thing. It's
I-
also backtracking, an absolute crime that there is not a Oogie Boogie minifigure or Lego build with the Nightmare Before Christmas set. You get the three kids.
I didn't notice that.
You build the mayor.
Jack
you get
and
Sally
Sally.
and Jack. You get
Do you get a zero?
You get Zero.
Okay.
And Santa. But
But
you
no
don't
Oogie
get
Boogie?
Oogie Boogie. Yeah. You don't even get to build his. You don't even get to build his shadow into the moon. You notice that too?
No,
Oogie
I
Boogie is
didn't.
just completely, as far as I could see,
Look
not
out,
a part
my
of the
guy.
set. There's always
guy.
one shortcoming with these Disney
That's
sets.
the reason why it's a good piece of price ratio.
Oogie Boogie would have just made it too expensive.
Exactly. They would have hiked the price up to $250.
Imagine a glow in the dark Oogie Boogie minifigure.
It's been so good.
Like the glow in the dark Scarecrow minifigure when
like
we
for
were
Monster
like
Hunters, Monster Fighters.
There was Monster Fighters, and then there was a Batman Scarecrow minifigure
Yes, no, yeah, I know what
where
you're
the
talking
head
about, yeah.
glowed in the dark.
Yeah. Let's move on before I get too angry and punch my laptop. Lego Ideas had an 80s contest, and they announced the two winners are going to be the two next, or in the future, Ideas sets. Did you see any
I
of
didn't
these?
see these. I'm looking
Yeah.
at.
So the first one was the Goonies Pirates. Of course, the designs are probably going to be changed, altered a little bit.
Oh
They always
yeah,
are.
they always are, but still,
It's the Goonies pirate ship with all the minifigures, and by all the minifigures, I mean Sloth,
the ones
all
from
the Goonies,
the Lego Dimensions level, I would imagine,
and I haven't played it,
and
but
all
I
the
don't have it.
Pertellis.
And yeah, all three of them.
Pertellis?
The three, the mom and the two,
The villains, yeah.
Those
Frate-
Sloth and the Goonies,
And the Goonies.
and with the big One-Eyed Willie's pirate ship,
Dude.
looks awesome.
Dude,
Just the fan thing, and then
I can't wait. They did a Disney contest. Have you seen what like the fan made that won? It's a giant Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey. And he's holding out his hands, and there's tiny little like a few piece dioramas, and so you get a minifigure of Aladdin with the with magic carpet. You get a minifigure of Pinocchio and Elsa and Stitch and like I think Belle maybe. And there's you.
It's like when Ant-Man was like the tiny. It's like just little. Like,
no, they're like the minifigures.
Oh, actual minifigures?
Yeah. Just look up the fan bill. Obviously, it's going to change between now and then.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed. I think we would have heard by now if it was supposed to release this year, but the contest was last year and it's supposed to be ready by this year. So
it might be like a next year release.
It might be an early next year release because I imagine if it was coming out in November,
we'd know about it.
Or even
then again, they didn't officially announce this until a couple weeks ago or this week.
Anyway,
and then they also got the buildable Gizmo from Gremlins, which I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna pre-order that thing day one.
I like Gremlins not as much as I like the Goonies though. Like Goonies is
how much I love Gizmo.
Goonies and Back to the Future. Those are my 80s.
Oh yeah.
80s because those are the ones we watched the most growing up. Like my mom would play them on. Anyway, so
those two are like must buys.
Yeah,
especially
it depends on how big the ship is, though.
It is true. In the picture, it looked massive.
They're gonna have to size that down. They
100%. Yeah. We got any anniversaries this week?
Yes, I do actually. On August 11th, we had the 51st anniversary of American Graffiti, the 18th anniversary of Zoom. That is the Tim Allen movie, not the app.
Yeah.
That thrived in the wake of the pandemic.
Yeah.
It was also the 24th anniversary of Paper Mario on the Nintendo 64 and the 16th anniversary of Strong Bad's Game for Cool Attractive People on PC and WiiWare. August 12th was the 60th anniversary of A Hard Day's Night, the Beatles movie, and the 8th anniversary of Sausage Party.
Yes, I still need to finish Foodtopia. Yes! You brought it up this time.
It's
I'm
because
so happy
it's
right
because
now.
there was literally nothing else that day after Hard Day's Night that I was like, okay, I have to include it.
Good. Sausage Party deserves to be recognized.
Sure. August 12th was also the 30th anniversary of Wild Guns for Super Nintendo and the 15th anniversary of Flipnote Studio on the DSi.
Ooh.
August 13th was the 14th anniversary of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Yes.
And the 14th anniversary of The Expendables, as well as the 42nd anniversary of Fast Times at Ridgemount High, and 20th anniversary of Alien vs. Predator, as well as the 11th anniversary of DuckTales Remastered on Wii U, PC, Xbox 360, and PS3.
Nice.
August 14th was the 5th anniversary of Angry Birds Movie 2.
Yes. We have that joke, the urinal joke. Anyone who's seen that movie, the urinal joke is the best thing from that entire movie.
And the speed date scene is just so great.
Oh, that, yeah.
The
urinal is just...
August 14th was also the 52nd anniversary of Way of the Dragon, and the 37th anniversary of Can't Buy Me Love, and the 15th anniversary of Time Traveler's Wife, and the 35th anniversary of the Sega Genesis.
Nice.
August 15th was the 45th anniversary of Apocalypse Now, the 6th anniversary of Crazy Rich Asians, the 24th anniversary of the U.S. release of Chrono Cross on PS1, the final game in the Chrono series, and the 11th anniversary of Gone Home on PC. August 16th was the 35th anniversary of Uncle Buck. August 16th was also the 29th anniversary of The Usual Suspects, and the 13th anniversary of Minecraft Pocket Edition.
Oh, my iPod.
August 17th was the 45th anniversary of Life of Brian, the 12th anniversary of Paranorman,
Oh, nice.
and the 17th anniversary of Superbad.
And our celebrity birthdays, I'm gonna turn this away from you. I don't think I have any more Martha Stewart in me yet that I can know of, but I might get a couple. On Sunday, August 11th, Chris Hemsworth turned 41. He's from Extraction, the MCU's Thor, and the one who holds Deadpool. We got Ian McDiarmid turned 80 on Sunday, August 11th. He is the Senate. He plays Palpatine in Star Wars.
Yes.
I need to explain that to our listeners.
Okay.
In the prequels.
You might not need to, but it's fine.
Yeah. On Sunday, August 11th, Viola Davis turned 59. You know her from The Help, The Suicide Squad, and The Woman King, my mom's favorite actress. Monday, August 12th, Cara Delevingne from Suicide Squad and Valerian in the City of Thousand Planets turned 32. Casey Affleck, Ocean's 11, Manchester by the Sea, and the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford star turned 49. And Iman Vellani, Ms. Marvel and the Marvel star, a.k.a. MCU's Ms. Marvel, turned 22. Tuesday, August 13th, Sebastian Stan from Fresh, Dumb Money, and MCU's Winter Soldier turned 42. Wednesday, August 14th, we got Mila Kunis from Family Guy, That 70s Show, and The Spy Who Dumped Me, turned 41. Halle Berry from Monsters Ball, Catwoman, and John Wick Chapter 3, turned 58. And Steve Martin, former Saturday Night Live star, Cheaper by the Dozen, and Only Murders in the Building star, turned 79. I almost included a bluegrass banjo joke, but I decided not to. Thursday, August 15th, Jennifer Lawrence turned 34. Hey, I didn't know she was that young.
You should have said banjo enthusiast.
I should.
Writing your jokes for you, man.
No, you can't get as good as Martha Stewart though.
No, well, it'll happen someday. You'll hit that.
Someday,
You'll hit that again, but
someday. I think there's one coming up in December. I might get, but
Okay.
Jennifer Lawrence turned 34. She was in the Hunger Games, X-Men: Days of Future Past, and I was trying to think of one. I tried to think these off the top of my head, and the only other thing I could think of after that was like, oh, Joy. Ben Affleck also had his same birthday week as his brother on Thursday, August 15th, from Daredevil, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Air, turned 52. And Anthony Anderson turned 54. You know him from Blackish, To Tell the Truth, and when I first saw him, Kangaroo Jack. Friday, August 16th, we got the 66th birthday of Madonna, savior of Deadpool and Wolverine and ex-wife of Weird Al. Steve Carell, he was 62 from The Office, Despicable Me, and Crazy Stupid Love. Angela Bassett from Black Panther, 911, and Waiting to Exhale, turned 66. And Taika Waititi, from the director of Jojo Rabbit, Thor Ragnarok, and Hunt for the Wilder People, turned 49. And on Saturday, August 17th, Austin Butler from Elvis, Dune Part 2, and The Bike Riders, turned 33. And Robert De Niro turned 81.
The Rick and Morty anime premiered on August 15th on Max. The anime A Terrified Teacher at Ghoul School premieres October 8th, based on the manga by Mai Tanaka, not based on the Scooby-Doo special from the 80s. Rookie Teacher... That was a joke.
What?
I said not based on the Scooby-Doo because Ghoul School. Anyway.
I thought I'm like, wait, what was Scooby-Doo? Like, no.
I am wasted talent.
I'm just an imbecile.
The synopsis: Rookie teacher Haruaki Abe is as cowardly as they come. It's hard enough for him to handle human students without whimpering, and now he's going to be teaching at a school full of monsters. It's a classroom of horrors for Haruaki, as his mischievous students use every means at their disposal to prank him. Will this poor teacher be able to get his group of ghouls under control, or is this class destined for failure? We also got the romantic comedy anime 365 Days to the Wedding, premiering October 3rd, based on the manga by Tamiki Wakaki. The JTC travel agency is looking for someone to manage its brand new branch for Irkutsk. But for employees Uhara Takuya and Hanjuji Rika, they'd rather just stay home in Tokyo. Thankfully, they discovered a way out. Their manager has narrowed down the recruits to bachelors, so what if they just got married? The problem is they barely know each other at all. Can they convince their office they're engaged just long enough to transfer to finish up?
Oh my God.
I struggled reading through that. I apologize. Anyway, that sounds hilarious. That sounds like, even if it was just a movie by itself, that sounds hilarious.
Yeah.
Kind of like The Proposal. Anyway, Aniplex Online Fest has confirmed its return for the 5th year. The stream will be held on October 15th. Free streams will be available on the YouTube channel for Aniplex in English and Japanese. And we also got the first trailer released for Yakuza Fiancé, streaming on Crunchyroll this October. Somei Renji is Somei Yoshino's grandfather and leader of the Somei Group, the Kansai region's biggest Yakuza group. When he arranges for her to be married to Miyama Kirishima, Yoshino has to move to the Miyama clan estate, the Kanto region's biggest Yakuza group. Kirishima warmly welcomes Yoshino and is such a pleasant, personable, and nice young man that nobody would suspect that he comes from a Yakuza family. This puts Yoshino at ease, even though she was initially feeling insecure in this unfamiliar place. But then a certain event leads to Yoshino witnessing the real Kirishima. DC Comics, The Question, All Along the Watchtower, a 6-issue miniseries from writer Alex Segura and artist Cian Tormey, has been announced. Issue 1 releases November 20th. Renee Montoya investigates a murder mystery on the Justice League Watchtower. Who watches the Watchtower? In the wake of absolute power, the Justice League Unlimited has created a haven for all heroes, but can they keep it secure? Enter Renee Montoya, reeling from an abrupt end to her time in Gotham and looking for a place to hang her hat. But the Trinity didn't bring her to the Watchtower to relax. There's a dark threat bubbling underneath the surface, and only the Question and her support team stand a chance to figuring out who the problem is before it's too late. A new Black Lightning 5-issue miniseries from writer Brandon Thomas and artist Fiko Osio was announced. Issue 1 releases November 13th. A new Black Canary miniseries, Black Canary Best of the Best, from writer Tom King and artist Ryan Sook, follows Black Canary versus Lady Shiva. Issue 1 releases November 27th. And a Cassandra Cain Batgirl solo series has been announced from writer Tate Trumbull and artist Takeshi Miyazawa. Issue 1 releases November 6th. A sequel to the Batman Santa Claus Silent Night crossover from 2023 has been announced. The miniseries launches issue 1 November 27th from writer Jeff Parker and artist Lucas Kittner. One of the variant covers for that is a sexy calendar picture of Santa Claus. Just had to point that out. I couldn't see which artist was behind that one because the covers are always by different artists.
Yeah.
And then Marvel Comics side, Ultraman Along Came a Spider-Man, a crossover manga between Ultraman and Spider-Man, follows a team-up between the heroes when Spider-Man and Doctor Doom are transported to Ultraman's Japan. Available now online from Viz Media.
In my Marvel and DC news, we got a little bit of news on Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3. Mark Hamill was not actually the voice of Joker in the original release. But
I told you it sounded weird.
Yeah, but the digital rental version of the movie has been updated with Hamill's performance.
I'm glad I didn't buy it on DVD because I wonder if they'll reprint the DVD to fix it or if it's just digital now.
If it's just digital, yeah. They didn't say if it was just digital or if they'll get both. But
how do you accidentally leave a scratch track in and then still credit Mark Hamill? Like,
yeah.
Oh, Warner Brothers.
Anyway.
Jinx, you owe me a soda. Anyway.
I don't know why I did. In the Penguin news, we got a new look and a new poster and announced that it will premiere on September 19th at 8 p.m. Central Time and new episodes subsequently each Sunday at the same time for, I believe, 8 episodes.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's 8
episodes. In the Marvel news, 2 of these were, I'm pretty sure, announced at the end of the D23 animation thing that we didn't get to include. Fantastic Four: First Steps. Kevin Feige said he shared the clip of Galactus destroying worlds in Fortnite to the crew as inspiration for the film. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. The 3D animation is very comic book inspired with cell animation with shots split into comic panels to evoke the feeling of reading a comic.
Did you see the leaked clip that someone I
don't know, of the Doctor Strange one?
It looks like a cutscene from a PS3 game.
Is it the Doctor Strange and Venom one?
It's the scene where he gets bit.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange isn't in it, but it's like them
I didn't
standing
see
up,
it.
and it's just. I'm gonna watch it, but CG animation. They just needed to stick with 2D animation for those designs. They should not have done CG animation because literally those designs and the cell shading, it looks like a PS3 game. Yeah. And I know I shouldn't be talking about like leaked, like unofficially released stuff, but like, you know.
I mean, they showed it. So.
Anyway, so I'm Kevin. I'm disappointed.
Kevin, please. Some exciting news. Daredevil Born Again. Vincent D'Onofrio says the show will, quote, go much further with the violence than the Netflix series.
Really?
He said there's one thing in particular that my character does that I can't believe made it into the cut.
Huh.
So I'm like, ooh, if it's worse than the car door scene from season 1, which I always go back to in terms of like thinking of how gory that was. Oh, I can't wait for the show. And Charlie Cox wants to see a Spider-Man and Daredevil team up, saying, quote, Spider-Man and Daredevil together is so iconic, I hope we get to work together again. And he also confirmed that there will be a one-shot fight sequence.
Okay.
Which is awesome, because that hallway scene from season 1. Guess what? Week 14 of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes.
We back, baby. We still here. Officially crossed $1 billion worldwide. After becoming the highest-grossing R-rated movie of all time, Kevin Feige released a statement that was on top. Did you see it? On top of a list of terms for cocaine. And it said, quote, thanks for making Marvel Studios' first R-rated movie the biggest of all time. It's fantastic to see that audiences are loving this movie as much as we all loved making it. All those conversations were worth it. Ryan Reynolds released a final poster for it, and it was some official concept art was released that included Ben Affleck's Daredevil and Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider. And then, possibly the biggest Marvel news this week, some information on Kraven the Hunter. It was revealed, I believe it was Tuesday. The delays for the film allowed for reshoots to take place to, quote, sharpen the characters and tighten the plot. And apparently Sony is so happy with the film that they are working with J.C. Chandor, who directed it, again on a murder mystery film inspired by Succession. And then the next day at 2 a.m., I told you guys.
Yeah, you ran up. You were like, I need to go to
trailer.
bed. Then you ran upstairs.
Yeah, I was literally like trying to go to sleep, and I had my eyes closed for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, I wonder how long it's been since I've been laying here. And I looked and I saw like a Twitter notification. I'm like, oh, it's probably just like, some like Ryan Reynolds posted another like review of Devil Wolverine. No, new trailer dropped for Kraven the Hunter. It showed the first full look at Rhino. Did you watch it eventually?
Yeah.
First full look at Rhino, and it still is maintaining the R rating for blood and gore, and some new posters were released. And that is all I got for Marvel news in terms of celebrity deaths. We did get quite a bit this week. Perry Kurtz was 73. He's a comedian and America's Got Talent contestant, killed in a hit and run. Beat King was 39. Houston rapper and producer behind the viral hit Crush. Greg Kihn, he was 75. Jeopardy singer-songwriter who inspired a Weird Al parody. Do you know which one it is? Because that's all they said about it. That it was inspired a Weird Al parody. They never said which one it was.
Oh, my life's... I lost on Jeopardy, baby.
Gina Rowland, she was 94. She was from The Woman Under the Influence and The Notebook star. Yolanda Favors, she was 34. Reality star from The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Portia's Family Matters. Mitzi McCall was 93, actress and comedian who appeared on Seinfeld and Silk Stockings. Angel Salazar, a Scarface actor, died at the age of 68. And Rachel Lillis, who was 46, voice actress known for Misty and Jessie on Pokemon, as well as, I'm sure,
a slew
many
of
others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Yeah. So my sources this week were Deadline, Movie Insider, Genius, Famous Birthdays, at Brandon Davis BD, Discussing Film, Rotten Tomatoes, Hollywood Reporter, Variety, The Tonight Show, Entertainment Weekly, New York Post, CBS News, Letterboxd, The Wrap, Film Hounds, The Insider, Puck, Games Radar, and at Agents Fandom.
Want to thank my sources this week. Discussing Film, IGN, Polygon, Indie Informer, Jamatsu, Games Press, The Verge, Nintendo Life, Crunchyroll, comicbook.com, and official sites and socials of the studios and companies mentioned today. And now on to our weekly game.
All right. You want to give me one first?
Yeah, I'll give you one first.
Connect Kevin Bacon to...
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Can we count who he's married to?
That would be a connection, yes.
He's married to Kira Sedgwick, who plays Wunsch in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Dang it. I should have thought more. I should have known that, too.
You know how much I know celebrities.
I know.
1 point for me.
1 point, so okay.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 2003's Daredevil.
2003's Daredevil.
Yes.
Jennifer Garner was in 2003 Daredevil and was also in Deadpool and Wolverine. In Deadpool and Wolverine was
Spoilers.
in Deadpool and Wolverine was, I can't remember her actress, but the agent from Loki, who was in Loki, who was started in with Tom Hiddleston, who starred in the Avengers Infinity War with Chris Pratt, who was
he in
in
Infinity-
the
Oh, yeah, he died in
who was
Infinity
in the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, which starred Kevin Bacon.
4.
That's 4
4
points,
points?
but at least I made it.
Exactly.
And fewer than 5. I was hoping to go for fewer than 5. The Teen Titans Go movie.
Can we include talk shows?
Yes.
He's been on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Jimmy Kimmel Live was Batman.
That's 2 points. Dang it. Dang it. I shouldn't have suggested this game. I shouldn't have known I was going to lose.
Okay, my next one, Parks and Recreation.
Parks and
It's
Recreation.
too easy.
Parks and Recreation.
It's like one step further than Chris Pratt. Oh, shoot.
Andy Samberg was in it, who starred Brooklyn Nine-Nine. His wife played Wunsch.
I gave you... Hold on. Okay, so that's 2 points?
Yeah.
Do you realize that I gave you...
1 point, was he in it?
No, I gave you the Chris Pratt route from Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special on accident.
Oh, yeah, but
he's in
still,
Parks and
that
Rec.
still would have been 2 points. Oh, wait, no.
No,
Yeah,
'cause
Chris
he was in-
Pratt, who is... No, I guess that would have been 1 point.
I gave you a layup on accident. Okay.
How was that 6 I'm at?
Yes, 6-3.
Okay. Batman Caped Crusader.
Okay.
All right.
McKenna Grace
Okay.
is in Batman Cape Crusader. Is
All
that
right.
one?
Okay, that's 1.
She played young Captain Marvel.
Okay.
And in Captain Marvel,
Yeah.
Brie Larson, obviously, who was in Endgame,
Okay.
which also had Chris Pratt,
All right.
which is Holiday Special. How did I get to 5? Is that 4
So
or
there's
5?
Brie, let's see, McKenna Grace, who acted with Brie Larson, who acted with Chris Pratt, who acted in the Hall. So that's 4 points.
4 points? Okay. The Footloose remake.
The Footloose remake. All right, so the Footloose remake had Dennis Quaid, who was in the SpongeBob SquarePants episode, which also stars Tom Kenny,
Oh, shoot.
who was in Caped Crusader, which has Minnie Driver, who was in Tarzan, which had music by Phil Collins, who starred in Balto.
Is that 6?
That's 6.
You guys-
The Goonies.
Josh Brolin
Josh Brolin, okay.
was in The Goonies.
Okay.
He was Thanos in Infinity War,
All right.
which featured Chris Pratt, who was in Holiday Special
So that's 3.
3.
Dang it. Okay, so now you got to give me number 4.
Moana.
Moana. It's Dwayne Johnson connected to Seth MacFarlane, and Tooth Fairy Seth MacFarlane is connected to James Woods, who is connected to Reba McEntire, who is connected to Kevin Bacon.
4.
4 points.
4 points. This is my last one.
Yeah. Garfield, Tale of Two Kitties.
This is either a 3 or a 4 pointer. I don't know. I forget how counting.
Yeah,
does this.
our points are probably inaccurate because I think we've counted different every time. Anyway.
Yeah. So I'm going to go, Bill Murray was in that.
Okay.
And if we go to Quantum Mania,
Okay.
and then from there we take the Paul Rudd
Okay.
trip to Endgame, and then Endgame to Holiday Special.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
4 points.
4 points. Okay. I am 1 behind you right now.
Oh man. So
Wait,
you got
can't win.
I can't win. Yeah.
No.
No matter. So do we even do the last round?
Do you want to do a
Just for
fifth
the
one?
I
Well,
guess
this is
we
your
could-
5th one.
yeah,
That was my 5th one, wasn't it? If you want one
I guess we can just do it for the heck of it.
Barbie.
Even though I'm losing Barbie. Ariana Greenblatt
Uh-huh.
played young Velma. Ian Armitage was in that. Who guest starred? Who played young Sheldon that guest starred Reba, who was in Tremors. So 4 points.
4 points. I know a 1 point.
At 1 point.
Crazy Stupid Love. What was that? 4
Okay.
points for you?
Nah, well, it doesn't matter. J1,
I think it was the Kira Cedric Brooklyn Nine-Nine that really just set it apart from
I
the
think
bat.
that's what, yeah.
And then me from
I
Jimmy
should
Kimmel
not
Live.
have pit myself against the person who is a living IMDb. I'm
Including like personal lives.
yeah. So
Kira Cedric.
yeah. If you wherever you are watching the podcast or listening to the podcast, be sure to subscribe, like, comment, do all those engagement things. You can follow the podcast on most social medias at Mondays for Nerds. You can follow me, Sir Tristan Stump, on most social medias at Sir Stumps a Lot or at Sir Stumps a Lot 17.
You can follow me on Twitter at PoThePanda001. I actually had a tweet idea this morning. It was just spotted hyena. Am I right? It was.
Oh, okay. I didn't even understand a word you just said.
Spotted hyena. Am I right?
Oh, okay.
That was it.
All right.
Go look at my animal tweets. Anyway, thank you for joining us. We hope you have a wonderful week ahead. And we hope this cheered you up a little bit on your Monday morning.
And I'm going to be reeling in this loss for a while.
That's your own game.
At my own game. I was the one that
proposed the
idea, so.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.